I swear by Almighty God that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Police Sergeant John Kershaw, D Division, Fulchester Police.
Sergeant Kershaw, where were you on duty on the 11th of March of this year?
Outside the premises of 19 Northside Road, sir.
And are these the distribution offices of a national newspaper?
Yes, they are, sir.
Why were you on duty?
In connection with the strike there, sir, and to prevent any breach of the peace.
Yes. Now, Sergeant, will you tell us what happened when a delivery van, number RMB 360J, appeared in front of the pickets?
We'd been advised, sir, that an attempt would be made to get a van into the buildings. Consequently, I was on duty there with 13 other police officers, sir.
And what orders had you received?
No more than to keep our heads, keep tempers from flaring, and prevent any violence, sir.
Just keep cool and lower the temperature, in fact.
Yes, sir.
Which, during this lengthy and often highly emotional strike, you had admirably succeeded in doing up until this point.
And we succeeded then, sir. Nobody was hurt, and next day it was all over.
Indeed, yes. Dowd was arrested, and the next day it was all over.
That is a very improper remark, Mr. Logan. Members of the jury, you will disregard it. It has not been shown, indeed I doubt that it could be shown, that the strike ended then just because the accused had been arrested.
My lord. Sergeant Kershaw, the van had just arrived.
Yes, sir. When the men saw it, they spread out across the roadway. The van, however, it did not stop. It came on through the men, sir.
Or pushing them aside.
Oh, slowly enough to give anybody a chance to get out of the way, sir.
This was a standard newspaper delivery van, was it?
It was, my lord.
And they have large, reinforced, blunt bumpers.
They do, my lord. I have a photograph of your lordship.
Yes,
if you would
I
like to
think
see.
we're all very familiar with it, Mr. Logan. They are vividly in my mind since I once collided with one in my motor car and came off second best.
Well, what must have been one of the few times in your life, my lord?
We shall see, Mr. Lotterby. Go on, please, Mr. Logan.
My lord. Thank you, Sergeant.
When the men realised that the van wasn't going to stop, sir, the driver wasn't going to stop and talk to them, 3 of the men ran a few yards up the road and lay down. Well, the van couldn't run over them, sir. It was forced to stop.
But did these men run ahead on anybody's instructions?
Well, I wasn't near enough at the moment to hear, sir. The accused did speak to them, but so did other men.
And when the van was stopped?
The pickets got very angry, sir, because they'd seen the van wasn't going to stop. There was a lot of shouting, and then a few of the men rushed forward and started...
Who was at the front of the rush?
Well, I couldn't say for sure, sir. As I say, there was a lot of shouting. You couldn't just pick one man's voice out. The men seemed to rush forward together, sir. I'd say it was spontaneous.
And then?
And then they started thumping on the roof and the sides of the van, sir. They were yelling and forcing the door handles. Next thing, there was a sound of windscreen glass.
A distinctive sound?
Oh, yes, sir. When it became obvious that there was some violent behaviour, I led the rest of the police officers towards the van to run, sir. There were a few scuffles, a little resistance, and some bad language, sir. And it became necessary to arrest a dozen men.
Amongst whom was the accused Dowd?
Yes, sir. I arrested Donald McAlpine Dowd myself, sir. He was taken down to the station with the others and formally charged.
Yes, where was the accused at the time when you arrested him?
He was half on and half off the van, sir.
You had seen him climbing on the van, then?
Yes, he was with the others, sir.
And when you arrested and cautioned Dowd, Sergeant, did he say anything?
Yes, sir. He said, "You fascist pig, why did you pull me off?"
You fascist pig, why did you pull me off?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant.
That, in police jargon, is called a verbal, is it not?
Yes, sir.
When an old rag says, "It's a fair cop, officer, you caught me red-handed," that's a verbal too, isn't it?
It could be, sir.
Or, "How did you know the brick was in my pocket, officer?"
Yes, sir.
Verbals are often very useful in securing a conviction, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
So useful that it is not unknown for a police officer to have invented them and put them into the mouth of someone he wants to convict.
I do not know of any such case, sir.
Really? Oh, the papers have reported instances. Do you never read newspapers either?
I do not know of any such case from my personal experience as a police officer, sir.
No? You did know the accused from before this case, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You have a wide experience of matters of this kind, political matters.
Some experience, sir.
So you would have had your eye on Dowd from the first moment he appeared among the pickets.
I recognised him, sir.
Oh, that's not what I asked you, is it? And you must have read a fair bit about Dowd, his beliefs and activities, have you?
I've read about him, sir, yes.
Did you see him on television on the Michael Parkinson show, arguing with the ex-Home Secretary?
Yes, sir.
Do you think he made a case for his views?
No, sir.
No? Many people did. Why not you?
He talks more than they listen, sir, and that's not the way to learn.
Then I suppose the same might have been said about Winston Churchill.
I wouldn't know, sir.
Is it all right to talk, is it, when the views expressed are the same as yours?
If I can properly give my opinion, sir, I think and I believe that more people are happy in a country where they respect law and the people in authority than any other place where they're always complaining and arguing.
And striking?
Sometimes, sir.
You don't believe in strikes, then?
Not always, sir, no. Most strikes are not necessary.
Was this strike necessary?
I didn't form an opinion, sir. I was on duty, and part of that duty is to remain impartial.
Oh, rubbish, officer. You expect us to believe that you're such a high and idealistic person that you can keep your ideas and beliefs entirely separate from your work?
I try, sir.
What are your views?
I'm sorry, Mr. Lotterby, I've been restraining myself from stopping you again, but you are once more approaching the area of politics, and I cannot allow it.
I'm sorry, my lord. Sergeant, are you a married man?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any children?
2, sir. 2 boys.
You love your wife, do you?
Yes, sir.
Would you say you are a religious man?
Religious? Not very, no, sir.
But a Christian?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is it, Mr. Lotterby? What's the matter?
Oh, I was waiting for you to stop me again, my lord. Here I am being allowed to cross-examine a witness on life and love and sex and family and even religion, but not on the one fundamental and important issue to this case, politics.
Get on, get on, get on.
I can, only with difficulty, my lord. Sergeant, I put it to you that the defendant did indeed call you a fascist and a pig, but that he at no time said, "Why did you pull me off?"
No, sir.
And I suggest that, in fact, the defendant was at that time nowhere near the van.
Yes, he was, sir. He was half on the van when I arrested him.
You've told us you have experience of strike duty.
Some experience, yes, sir.
Do you know what I mean by a stiffener?
Yes, sir. When an important strike is coming to an end, the professionals move in to keep it going.
The stiffeners, the men who come with the intention of prolonging a strike, of rekindling waning enthusiasm for a strike, and perhaps of preventing a settlement.
Yes, sir. And get publicity for themselves.
Would I be right in saying that you have no sympathy for stiffeners, men who prolong strikes?
I haven't thought about it, sir.
Do you really mean that?
Yes, sir.
Was Dowd amongst the pickets at the beginning of the strike?
No, sir. He just appeared the last few days of it.
And we've heard it suggested that the strike was nearly over, that support for the strike and the pickets was waning.
That's so, yes, sir.
And we know that this was an important strike. It forced the national newspaper to a standstill.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Dowd was a stiffener, Sergeant?
As a matter of fact, yes, I did, sir.
Why, just because he turned up at the end of that strike?
No, sir. In the same way that he was always present at the end of other strikes where I was on duty, sir. There was the Partridge Engineering Works and the Station Motor Bodies Company, sir. Do you want the times and the dates?
No, thank you, Sergeant. That won't be necessary.
In fact, because you regarded him as a stiffener, you set out to get Dowd on some charge or another, any charge, didn't you?
No, sir.
And you've come here today with your story all worked out, all well-rehearsed, all fair-seeming, but really trying to make it stick, haven't you?
I don't know what that means, sir.
Don't you? I'm saying that you are here in this court for no other purpose, under no other orders, than to get a conviction against Dowd. In other words, that you are deliberately committing perjury with your lies.
Mr. Lotterby, have you forgotten the implications of that accusation?
My lord, I have not forgotten.
Then I think I will adjourn for today, and I think you would do well to consider most carefully whether you really want to put this witness' character in issue by pursuing this particular line of cross-examination. I will rise now.
All stand.
The case of the Queen against Dowd will be resumed tomorrow in the Crown Court.